So Todoroki has seemingly a rival there. We got a naked pervert chick, and Bakugou is going crazy. About the norm for anime and manga, right? Beginning of this chapter with Todoroki seemingly passing, obviously good shit. Todoroki always, like, if he didn't pass, I'd be dead shocked. Then again, it would take a lot to put Todoroki down, but in the beginning of the chapter, you see him going into like some sort of reserved area for people that pass, and they're all just chilling and kicking and stuff like that. And you see the dude from Shiketsu with the Jotaro Kujo hat, and one of the things is that he gives Todoroki a look. Now, mind you, quickly a little line that Todoroki said he did the sluggish, so obviously still a lot more room for improvement for Todoroki so he could get to that one day incredible perfect status of being a hero. But when the Shiketsu dude, Inasa I believe his name is, gives him that look, one of the things that you got to think of, okay, was that a rivalry look? Is he aware of him? Because most of these schools, they know about UA and stuff like that. Did he look at him as though, yeah, I know you strong, but I'm a boss? Or could it be something else? Because it did seem a little bit mysterious, and one of the things that I immediately thought of is, if you go back to it or whatever with Todoroki's past, he does have two siblings that are unknown. We don't know shit about them or whatever. And this dude, Inasa, first of all, he has a lot of endeavors, like really shitty personality, like, I'm the shit, I'm awesome, stuff like that. Kind of has a little bit of the facial features as him. And again, we have an unknown brother, so crazy theory. Maybe Inasa is one of those siblings that we don't know shit about. But I can't remember if Todoroki knew about them or not, or if he just was like, oh, I have some siblings, but I don't know them. Either way, definitely an interesting setup right there, and I think we're gonna see them go toe-to-toe at some given point during this little examination. Then we got the naked pervert Shiketsu chick, and, you know, we have a 3-on-1 with her, which honestly, she seemed like she's interesting, but once again, going back to my last review, it seems as though there's a harem and a little rivalry as well being set up with Uraraka and the Shiketsu chick, because Uraraka's like, hey, you pervert, and she's like, oh, so you have a close bond with Deku, right? So yeah, we got a little bit of a love rivalry starting up there for Deku. Although to be fair, it's like, why Deku? If anything, you would think it'd be for Todoroki, but hey, shonen manga, right? Well, I can't completely say shonen manga because Kirito! But you can see that she has her limits, because when she's, you know, fucking with Deku or whatever and keeps on asking him questions, you'll save anybody, right? Blah, 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 blah. Ultimately, when there's 3 people on top of her, Deku, Seto, and Uraraka, she's like, okay, I can't do this shit anymore, I gotta go. So we see that she's strong, but she's not OP like some of the other people in Shiketsu. And then we cut to Bakugou, which it seems as though this chapter was definitely trying to show a division of what's going on with Deku and stuff like that, as well as what's going on with Bakugou. Of course, getting Todoroki in there as well, which is like pretty much the big 3 of academia of UA. Is like Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugou are the 3 that people love the most and are kind of the most popular and most powerful at the same time. Which, by the way, quickly, popularity vote started. I really can't wait to see what the Japanese think are the most popular or who are the most liked characters amongst the academia cast. But when you cut to the Bakugou stuff with Kaminari, which Kaminari, I'm like, dude, really? Like, you know, you're just trying to stay next to Bakugou because he's a beast and he'll protect you. And then you see that Shiketsu dude, the other one, I don't know if he turned Kirishima into like a piece of rock or cement or a potato or something, but I'm hoping that's not permanent. Like, it would be a funny joke or whatever, but yeah, hopefully there's some sort of drawback to it, and eventually the dude will turn back into normal. And pretty much a setup there for Bakugou versus him, so we're gonna see Bakugou throw down. And honestly, the end of the chapter, when Aizawa's talking to the other teacher, and he's like, ah, yes, you know, these 2 students, and they really get everybody hype, and they're inspirational to all the other students, stuff like that, definitely felt like, you know, typical shonen as far as that. I mean, maybe it's a little bit less typical because it's not just the main character, like, you know, in Naruto, it always be, Naruto changes and inspires everybody. Throwing Bakugou in there as well is kind of like throwing a little bit off of it just being typical. But I mean, the overall chapter was some decent setups. The stuff with Todoroki and Inasa was pretty interesting. I'm excited to see if there's something more to it, if there's some sort of relation with them. Maybe he knows of him, or it's just that, oh shit, you know, he's a strong dude, I know he's a part of UA, I need to mess his ass up in the next challenge. Also, naked pervert chick is set up there with seemingly a rivalry with Uraraka. At the very least, Uraraka, I'm sure, is like, hey, you pervert, stay away from my Deku. And Bakugou versus the dude with the finger sludge thing that turns people into cement potatoes, and Bakugou going nuts. It's always awesome when Bakugou goes nuts. So yeah, overall chapter, okay to a good, I want to say 6.5 to a 7. Similar to last week's chapter, it was decent, a lot of good setups and stuff like that, but it's mainly like the preliminaries of everything, so I'm sure things are going to get a lot more exciting, a lot more intense. But as of right now, this chapter, again, another setup chapter with some interesting bits and development throughout the tournament. Let me know what you guys think though. Do you think there's a bigger connection between Inasa and Todoroki? Could he be, you know, crazy theory? Is that one of his siblings that we don't really know about? Also, do you think that there's truly a love rivalry that was started with Uraraka and the chick from Shiketsu? And are you hyped for some Bakugou? I mean, at the end, him going crazy and stuff like that is like, Bakugou, he's a beast. So I'm excited to see him explode some shit. Because remember, he's the king of Explodo kills, baby. And y'all wrote those in the chapter. Academia continuing to be some awesome stuff. A lot of dialogue, but the dialogue always gives extra details and makes things a little bit more interesting than just the norm of like, hey, throw a punch. Well, I guess now it'd be swing a kick, but you get what I mean. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.